All right, let's get it.
So line of scrimmage from both teams here, pretty standard.
Linus
And yeah, let's
Grimmage.
get a little emote spam up in here.
I like emotes, but we don't want to turn into, I'm just kidding. We don't want drama. For
We do.
whatever reason, emotes and
We want
drama.
we want respectable, um, friendly banter drama.
Sure.
No flame. Emotes welcomed. Chat, spam us with some emotes. Respectable ones
Who
though.
does chat think's going to win? Where are the fans? We
Yeah.
need
What
to
do you?
hear the cheers.
Yeah. Who do you guys think is going to take this game away? Will it be a 2-0 for Miami, or will Barr have another chance to take first place?
And our eyes again will naturally go to the junglers, where we will have to see. We see Graves with a late invade going ahead and scanning. This is really high IQ stuff from the K-Man. They don't run into anyone, right? So K-Man can go ahead and start with Heckram's red, and Heckram starting Wolves, it looks like. So if Heckram does his bot 3 camps, Graves can take Heckram's topside jungle and get away scot-free.
Yeah, so no
But they
wards
know.
down over there, and it's a little weird because something that's so common we've seen lately is the drop a ward, base. Oh my god, big trade here.
Some
Early
chonk.
on.
Where is applause? What
Fresh,
happened here?
so they're coming back from helping him take that enemy side red buff. So
Oh.
Fresh was there to assist the play,
Oh.
and now making her way back to lane to meet up with Ezreal here.
Was that an E-start by... Oh, no, it wasn't.
So we already seen the...
A flash come out from GP, and I missed how... I think maybe we all did, but I missed how Camille was able to get me the range of Jhin.
So Lucent hit
early.
level 2 and taking the E onto the wall.
Yeah, but before that, how was he able to free auto the GP? It must have been
They must have
W-start and
taken
just
the
walked
trade.
up to him, and okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Jhin...
Camera was on bot side
Yeah.
while they were taking that trade onto Ashe, so I think we
Alright.
missed the initial trade.
Let's focus. So kind of a crazy early game as we saw that Graves invading and getting the buff, meaning applause missing, and then some trades going on top. Jhin with flash down is the only sum missing. And Hecarim was able to go get the Raptors of BAR, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so keeping, of course he lost red buff, but he still is keeping a farm advantage over the Graves. And Ezreal taking huge chunks in the lane, so kind of putting them in a weird position to take that red buff. Applause was late to lane, Ezreal getting chunked to below half HP, and now they are just forced to be playing under tower in lane here.
Yeah, we also see Hecarim coming by Tribrush. I doubt they die this, but Hamlet says peace.
So probably a disconnect there, and we do see the pause coming out, so we'll just be waiting shortly for Hamlet to reconnect here. So yeah, what do you think about that early play there? I mean, even if they went for that play onto the red buff, I don't know if Applause assisting them in that play and coming to lane so late was worth it.
I don't know either. I think probably Ezreal could have given less, but maybe he had to take autos just to get XP. And I know you don't want to fall behind in XP.
Yeah.
And all the XP he was getting was solo XP, so we might see Ezreal with an XP advantage over Bien at some point.
And then maybe that.
And then her Targon buckle things are going to maybe give Ezreal enough health back. And if they just play the lane out, I don't think it's the end of the world. But it was Mayama Big D who went and I believe got the Raptors back from Graves. So taking a camp back. And we'll see Graves, I think, will pull ahead and farm. He's on his way to get 3 camps. And Hecarim is on his way to Tribrush and won't get any camps soon. So Graves going to get 12 CS, putting him at 25. Probably before Hecarim will get another camp.
Ooh,
unless
rough.
unless Big D just kind of scouts this play, let's not dive, and then reset, head straight top, as we see a resume. Because I don't think you dive this, but we'll see. He's charging up the E, but his minions aren't under turret yet.
Thought, and now he's,
He'll probably recall here knowing there's nothing left for him to get.
So did they cancel his back here at all? Because he's basing on that's an MU ward.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. It would have been nice to cancel, but maybe risking your life. And Heck will probably now go to Krugs, and we see Graves cleaning up that top side. And then Graves will go ahead and get top crab as well, I think, after. So, and yeah, things will shake out to about even, I think. Minus GP Flash being down. It was an unforced error.
Yeah,
and that could be.
and it looks like he reset just now, and we missed, and he TP'd the lane, so now he's down Flash and TP.
2v2 in both top and bot as we see Bien running low, having to heal. So, Ezreal and Applause, do they look for the kill as Bien will now put his Shroud up, and eventually the Senna gets the kill on the Ashe. Ezreal will go down, but gets traded back here by Applause, and now it's Portal Combat. This is when you yell
Yeah,
that.
we want to see the Portal Combat here, and Chang Yu getting flayed in. Oh, we see the TP coming through. Now
This
they're
is
going to be able to pick him up here.
He gets this.
Yeah.
Oh, but Applause gets the kill.
Yeah, really want to give that kill over to Hamlet there, especially for using his TP. Now putting him in a predicament. I guess they're going to shove this lane, and then he's going to have to reset with no TP. He's going to lose the wave mid that Ziggs just shoved in, but actually Ashe making her way there to pick it up, so not too bad.
Not too bad, but also makes it a 2v1. But both kills going to the Thresh, who now has a bounty. And now we see Moby's double pink already for Applause. So getting the kill and giving you Moby's and 2 pink wards, you can now go carry the game with this. If,
yeah, could make plays mid.
Yeah.
Make plays to assist with scuttles or in jungle invades, get there very quickly. So hopefully they utilize that lead properly and, you know, make something happen out of that, because in a match like this with these two teams, all of those little things matter.
And we see how, like, Senna can stand toe-to-toe with Ashe in a 2v2 and perma, or not perma, solo hyperscales and heals her whole team and shields her whole team. Like, Senna, I just think, does way too much. She should not be able to stand toe-to-toe with a champion like Ashe, but we saw Bien dipped out, got his E up, a bit of a Shroud where he's untargetable, and now can come in and weave an auto Q heal and just turn the fight. I just think Senna overloaded champ.
Yeah.
Please nerf.
Please nerf. Yeah, we do. I mean, I think she has an extremely high play rate or ban rate in pro play. Good trade coming down here from Lucent, but will it turn? Okay, no.
It would have turned if Jin had passive up or had a barrel to hit 4 passive. So if you don't know a lot about GP, his passive is true damage burn on his auto, and when you see his sword glowing like right now, he has it. And when you kill a barrel, you get it again. So you can double passive people in the top lane. And if Jin would have had passive and a barrel there, I don't think Lucent would have gone for the trade. But if he would have, you lose hard to GP.
Yeah.
As we see Drake going down to blue team, so that's BARs. They'll go ahead and take the fight. Easy focus on Chang Yun right away, who doesn't have flash, so will go down. And now they advance the fight, looking into the blue jungle, but will not go into Fog of War. They'll just take the Drake and the 1-for-0 on BAR.
Yeah, big plays for them. So they coming out on top there due to the GP ulti, and Camille even TP'd, and they still 1-for-0 and Drake.
And that's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah.
If you're Jin, you just drop ult, farm, and chill. And we saw him flash kind of to be really safe. Like, when you're weak side GP, you just stay alive, farm,
yeah, so
push
giving
the
away
waves.
that kill early, giving away the risk of dying early, because who knows if that engagement would have resulted in his death, but to Jin, it wasn't worth the risk.
Right.
So just burn the flash, stay alive, play for the ultis like you talked about, and working out flawlessly so far.
Yeah, 2 of the kills being on Thresh, but now we finally have a kill on a carry. It's Hamlet with a frag in his pocket. Gonna be nice for next time he shops. He should be, I don't know if he's rushing zone. It's probably not. He'll probably go, well, he already has Seekers.
Yeah.
Not sure, but
I'm going to guess that he's maybe going to go
into book now?
Yeah, Lost Chapter, you mean? Yes, I think he's going to go into Lost Chapter, and then based on those 2 items, and the way the game's going, he'll decide whether he finishes Zonia or finishes Ludens first.
But he wants to stack his Seekers for now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Stacking the Seekers early, I think, against the Hecarim mid
as we see Asher will go wide, but does it matter? They will align their sights on Bien, who is peeling back, and will go down to K-Man is a beast, but Mayamo Big D with a Heck ulti will fear multi-members. K-Man is a beast, is ignited, but he's still shooting and walking away. It's a 1-for-0. Great job, BAR. And kill goes to the K-Man. Here's
Yeah,
that.
good play there. If Heckram showed up just maybe 10 seconds earlier, it could have been a whole different story. So good play there
Yeah.
by BAR in keeping that lead going. They're 1K up and starting to get some items here. So if they can keep, and a big chunk there.
That was a really nice one part by Jin here. To have a barrel in the bush, you just walk up, cue that, you put a other barrel on Lucen's feet, and there's nothing you can really do. And we see some of that chonk damage from the GP coming out. And I think he wins this. He wins the battle of attrition in the top lane until Lucen is 2 items and it starts turning.
Mm-hmm.
Or unless Heckman visits with Camille R.
Yeah, and I think that's that point in the game where Jin knows. Jin is a very experienced Camille player, so he knows those item spikes, and he'll know that, okay, now is when I need to start respecting this champion and playing back and, like before, just playing for the ultis and to stay alive.
Yeah, we see Applause land an amazing hook on Bien, who will just go forward. They go right on to Ezreal. Esports to flash out, but it's a still 2v2 as Bien waiting for another Q. He's going to heal up Changyun pretty soon here. Will he drop? Here comes the Leona ulti. There's the heal. Applause goes a step too far and will get shut down by Bien. Jin with the GP ulti will finish the deal onto Bien, and Changyun with nowhere to walk other than into Ezreal. And now it's a 2-for-1. Applause walking a bit too far, but with the help of Jin and the perseverance of Ezreal, they win the play out.
Hectic play there. It looked like it kept turning over and over who was going to get it, but then the Jin ulti coming down, picking up the kill, and maybe a waste of the stopwatch by Leona there.
Maybe.
Stop watching under tower as a wave's coming. What was she going to... Was there a potential that when the stopwatch is up, if she gets the CC, she could pick up that kill? I don't really think so.
Yeah, maybe cooldowns, but not too sure. Either way, we do see the 2v1 starting up. Big D in the brush of Lucent now. This is a pretty reliable 2v1 and possibly even diveable. But Jin could outplay a dive, I think. Here goes the E from the Camille. The ulti will come in. Big D can get behind him, bop him up front into Elementon's ulti. Ziggs cashing in there, and quite a reliable play when you consider the Camille ultimate. He just locks him down.
Yeah, and it makes it so easy for the Heckram to get behind him and push him back. And, it's just one thing after another, putting GP in a terrible position. So like you suspected before, it's a diveable. I mean, they didn't even have to dive there, but it's just the wombo of those two is so intimidating.
So reliable is Camille, and it's a trade-off she has to make as a top laner, and I'll get back to that in a second as we see a Herald lineup here from BAR. The K-Man is certainly a beast here, down 10 farm, but still has a kill and now picking up it on the neutral, but Big D might want to advance. No, probably not without ult. And Camille, you have to make the trade-off. I play a lot of Camille too, and here's one thing you need to understand is you don't have combat in your ultimate at all. It's just utility. It's just lockdown, and you get an invuln frame. So you have to use that to your advantage, and the best way is calling your jungler. So you don't win a lot of 1v1s at 6, but you can win a lot of 2v2s as we see a fight break out here and just chain CC on the Elementon.
Yeah, there's a big fatty Ezreal. I'm going to say it again, but Ashe ulti.
Ashe, is that what started
his name being Ezreal is
so
confusing when I'm referring to abilities. But yeah, the Ashe ultimate, taking Elementon there and just securing a free kill for them. Heckram having an ulti over the wall, otherwise he may have gone down as well. So a good play there for BAR.
Oh, and we saw Lucent actually just took out both of the GP barrels, so if he wanted to chase that with another E, I don't think it'd be up in time, but Lucent can actually win trades if he is able to last hit GP's barrels, and he did it twice in a row there. The only thing is GP can heal back up, put more barrels down, and you have to consistently win this minigame in order to live. As we see Jin, there, he queued. Yeah, he's going to take the all in because he did everything right, and it will force her to only E away, so I don't think worth, but he was able to get Q without Camille having shield up and get his passive double proc there. If any of you want to see what I meant by double proc on GP, Jin just did it there.
Let me try and pull this up really quick. We can see. Okay, so we do catch the play there, but not the whole thing.
No, it had already happened.
But something I wanted to catch was something you talked about earlier. Is Ziggs almost? It's so quick. He almost sets up the play by Eing her out of the thing, but then she flashes away, so not picking up anything there. But yeah, does E the Lissandra out of the claw.
Yeah, I don't know what it's
I
called.
don't know what it's called
Why don't we
either.
make up a name?
Yeah.
Her shadow shifting claw
That's
ability.
something that you and I could do better is start to learn all of the abilities rather than say Graves E.
It's called
Graves W.
shadow shift claw form ability.
Oh, yeah, Shadow Shift Claw Form ability. Yeah, that's the one.
Yep, so he interrupts that, and now she can't shadow shift.
Claw
and
ability.
Claw, and so, yep, interaction that we were talking about. But yeah, just we'll have to see. We'll have to come back to the top lane matchup and talk about it once they hit their item completions, like 1 or 2 items. But BAR coming out to a really strong start here, looking to even the series up 1-1. And you know what we love here, and the LSS at 1 life to play on this desk.
Diddy, what is it?
We love game 3s.
Yes, we do.
We love games going. We love series going as far as they possibly can.
Unless it's in a 13-hour Valorant stream.
What do you mean unless?
You're right.
There is
right.
no unless. Try. What are you talking about?
Diddy is just a fan of good old competition. It doesn't matter if he's here until 3 a.m.
Nope. As we see now, K-Man taking some of that territory as you get on Graves. It's hard for anyone to walk into you. You're ranged. You're tanky. You deal a lot of damage. You can push waves almost instantly. So Graves controlling a lot of ground, but we see him resetting. And what are we looking at here on the map? Is it the Drake that's up in 2 minutes? Is there...
Yeah, 2 minutes and 35 seconds
something?
for Drake. It's going to be a Mountain Drake here.
So until then, are we in a lull state? We see Hecarim rush Triforce and has it completed, so might be the strongest champ on the map other than the fact that he's down 2 levels to a few. But he is spiking as a champion here and lining up to look at GP, but it looks like BAR, especially a pause here. With
I think they're aware.
Really good awareness and sense here for a pause to be right over the other edge of the wall.
I think they kind of know what we were talking about, and they know that the game is kind of in a lull state right now.
Engage the Camille ulti onto Jin, followed up. He says they're here again. He's 2v1. He hits a decent barrel, but will drop down before Hamlet can even arrive. But here's the gang because they knew it was going to happen. The K-Man will shut down the Hecarim in his tracks and gets a double. Also takes out Lucent, so the K-Man coming up big here. Ezreal, whoa! He actually flashed that wall. It just looked a bit weird, but now he's in a 1v2. Ezreal doing his best Wild Turtle as Elementon can now use that wall to fire over. Here comes Thresh Lantern to save the day. Ezreal looking for the flash play on Elementon. I respect it. I think they traded flashes.
They did, and the way that play, the way that fight played out was really entertaining, honestly. So they take down Jin top, but the team is prepared. I think they had a hunch that Hecarim was looking top. They were there to respond. They pick up the double for Graves. And then Ashe making this huge play on Ziggs there. They're brawling a little bit in the Baron pit. He satchel charge, or whatever it's called, over the wall. She flashes after him, but Leona's there to help, and then she just barely taking the Lantern out to survive. And a good all-around fight for BAR. They're now up 6k gold, and it looks like Lissandra in a 1v1 with Bien here, but she needs to be careful if she plays too aggressive. Oh, she's on the wrong side of the map.
Bien is so comfortable on this Senna. It's actually insane. He is... So because BAR rotated their bot lane to that play, they knew the GP was going to get dived. They wanted to send help. They put their solo laner in bot lane. He's alone with Bien, who does what? He takes a 1v1. He gets all in, but it's not enough, and he's able to float away in his E before the team comes to help. So yeah, nothing happening there really, but Bien's so comfortable on this Senna. It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
And you have Senna with 2 champs that build Triforce and Death Stance. And then you have a Ziggs to cover up the weaknesses of that. I still think Miami has an insanely lethal setup with their comp, but we see BAR off to a really nice lead, and 2 Drakes looking for their third. It really is the Graves show right now. Cayman with really nice control of the map, but when Miami does pull the trigger, I think we'll see their comp come together, and it's going to be a bit scary, but we see the GP all, there you go.
Drag number 3 for Bar there, and yeah, so the GP all defending the mid tower, but they're just going to respond with the Herald, so not a terrible trade-off for them. Dragon for Herald, and getting the GP all down. So in this kind of scenario, do they look to make plays here now that that's down?
Well, we do see a Thresh Hook landing at Chang Yun's flash as he's still being focused. That came in over the top with the ulti. will go ahead and secure that kill. So yes, try. The answer is yes. And now what do they do with that pick? Are they going to advance and chip away here at mid-turret? Ziggs insane at wave clearing, right? So Ezreal, you're taking turret damage, but another hook by Applause. She's on fire today, but it kind of just sets up Bien to snipe out Ezreal, who is taking unnecessary tower shots ahead of that
Those
play.
unnecessary tower shots, I think.
But Big D drops as well. What were you going to say?
I just think that the tower shots there was really impactful for the engagement of Miyamo Big D. He goes on there and just one-shots so for free. I mean, yeah, Hecarim's still really intimidating, could potentially still beat her out there in that engagement, but it just, you know, taking 2 tower shots is too big.
Ashe, or Ezreal, whatever you want to call it. Oh. Yo, GP might win this. I think didn't expect a wave clear from Ziggs. He kind of bursted all the minions, leaving the Ashe on her turret, who is maybe in the middle of an animation. Goes back for another one, realizes...
Oh, the wave just got cleared as the second tower shot's coming out.
And it wasn't completely for free, because Miyamo Big D goes in and gets that, but then dies for it. And Ezreal, a player that he doesn't really mind dying. He's 127. He's sort of a supportive carry here in this game. So... and really, if your Ashe is behind, you have a Graves with the same sort of functionality in terms of damage, AD damage over time and rounding out that damage profile. So I don't think Ezreal minds going down there too bad. But yeah, unnecessarily taking turret shots leading to his death.
We also need to keep an eye on items here. I think soon, after Ashe finishes her, what I'm going to assume is a Runaan's Hurricane here, they're going to have to start looking to pick up some Grievous, in my opinion, because, like you said, you're going to see the Death Stance on the Camille. You have the healing from the Senna. Does Hecarim build Death Stance as well?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're going to need to start picking up Grievous. I think Hamlet's next item after he finishes this Sonya's is going to be a Morello's, and Ashe going to need to pick up an Executioner soon.
Yep, I think you're right on. And I also think because Camille doesn't have a teammate already, I think she's going Death Stance second. So both of these, Lucent and Miyamo Big D, as we see them waiting to attack their prey. Jhin.
I think Jhin has a hunch here.
He does, the way he's walking. Sure. He's like, are they in here? And they are. They will now go attack. It's a 2v1. We've seen this happen before. The orange and the R come down. There goes the Ashe ulti as well for an answer, but Miyamo Big D will ulti out. Is there an answer still? I think they are in position. A pause with a flash play. Hook goes wide, but it doesn't matter. Both flashes from Miyamo Big D and Lucent, but they're still being chased down. Big D goes down to none other than the K-Man, who is in fact a beast.
And what a play. Let's look at this. Oh, we already have it up here. I was going to say, let's take a look at this play that was came out to leading into the kill on Hecarim here. Oh, I didn't catch the beginning of it, but it was just so well played out. Like, Jhin just kind of knew. Like, he was like, I think they're here. Like, I'm not going to follow that wave up. And then after, he was waiting for them to show. They didn't. They waited. They were really patient. Yeah. He's like, okay, maybe they're not here. I'll just check the brush. And they were, but inevitably it led to a 1-for-1, taking down Miyamo Big D. So Graves here, 7-0, looking really, really dominant.
Yep.
That's a scary scoreline for Graves. You need to be careful around him. He is going to be bopping.
Oh, he bops different. And Miyamo Big D, props to him for actually keeping up in farm. When I jungle against Graves, they're usually up, and I'm not lying, 100 farm by like 22 if they're ahead, because
they just take everything. The damage clears so fast.
Yeah, clears insane. But here's probably the first 5-man group here coming out of Miami, and it's due to a Herald drop. Will take mid, really nice. And remember, Ziggs does everything the other 4 don't, but the K-Man actually getting engaged on. Here comes the Camille ulti, and will get shut down by Miyamo Big D. That is going to be a Death Dance coming in minutes before it should, and it could change the entire game.
Yeah,
bit of mispositioning from K-Man.
So K-Man there they have no vision of him. So that was a blind face check by Camille, but you know, once Camille's on you, the E is free, and then the ulti while the team is so close by.
Hextech Ultimatum try.
Yeah, you're right. Hextech Ultimatum. We know a few.
That's what it's called.
Names here, guys.
Okay. No, but yeah, the Hextech Ultimatum. It's because Camille shouldn't be there necessarily, She should maybe be top lane or bot lane, but the fact that she is in mid lane going into that red quadrant, she knows she has numbers advantage because they had just group 5 for a Herald play. So it's basically on the back end of Herald, the Camille's like, can I find anything else? And,
Yeah.
and
So
it was a Graves.
real quick, what I want to do here is check BN and see what his stacks. He's at 61 stacks now. So starting to get those stacks here. I think, you know, when you hit around that 80 mark, it's like really, really intimidating for a Senna.
Are you talking Senna? Yeah.
The range is high, and so is the damage. And, you know, you only are going to get stronger from there. So
Yeah.
definitely something to be worried about.
And here we go again with the 3-2. So we often talk about 1-3-1, and we often talk about 4-1. Well, Miami all day has been playing 3-2 with their jungle shadowing Lucent. And look at this. And Jin probably expects it, but what can he even do other than drop ulti and stand there? The Hextech ultimatum again. He is doing everything
such a
GP
bummer
can
for him
do
here.
there. But we just see the bullying coming out. And when you draft these two champions, it really is to abuse the GP there. And once Camille gets that Death Dance, she can maybe start. If Camille gets 3 items, she can do that alone, by the way. So, yeah, it's.
Yeah, she's getting close to the Death Stance here. Probably going to get it on this next reset, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and that now
So-
your Senna. Now your Senna with her stacks and her CDR. With 2 Death Dance abusers, that is your comp, and that is why they draft these champions. It's up to BAR to get the 4th Drake and get the Mountain Soul. That is what you have to fight against that Death Dance abuse, in my opinion. Other than that, you need to outplay, out-execute, or just like Graves carry as he's working on his own Death Dance. And GP Leandries, don't forget, we'll probably see a Amptome or Ruby Crystal coming in next, unless he wants to go IE, but I don't think now's the game.
Yeah, so what's the play here at this point in the match? Do they want to look to get control of Baron here? But I don't personally know what team looks better in the 5v5. We see both top laners in the bot lane right now. Looks like Lucent gonna get a little bit of damage on GP, and Jin just gonna play back. I think at this point he can't win the fight anymore, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I know we're not at 3 items yet, but she is ahead.
I don't think so. Either try,
Yeah, so.
I think because she missed E, and he could have maybe won that situation, but if
But they
she
both
can,
just kind of back off, play it safe.
If Camille lands the E on GP, she can go ahead and see how much her Q2 will do, and if it does enough, you can go ahead and follow him for another rotation. If you get two Q2s from Camille on GP, it usually means he's dead, but by then he'll be ulting, calling his team, so yeah. As we see blue buff going to Elementon, so his job now, he's online, he has 2 items. Let me talk about Ziggs, what he does. When they line up for Drake, the moment they touch it, you're dropping your ulti on all 5 members.
Yeah.
Also, you wave clear, you perma wave clear so that your Senna can get infinity stacks. So Ziggs and Senna are on the same page as we want the game to go 60 minutes long. Camille and Hecarim want to end the game. Leona, sort of a filler piece, I think. Just a good champion
Just
to have.
CC bot.
Sure.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing more, nothing less. That's okay. And but I will say, Applause is having a breakout performance here, I think, on the Thresh. Pretty sure every play I've called in favor of BAR that has resulted in something like a Grave skill is off the back of a Thresh hook. So props as we see the Camille trying her antics on Hamlet, but I think Camille is dead here. That's Lucent able to hook shot to the wall, but we'll go down to Jin, who has an Amptome, by the way. We're gonna see a Haunting Guys coming in soon.
Okay,
and
Bobby called that. Sorry, Diddy called that one. And I'm going to take a look at this play. Well, I'll wait a second to see if anything plays out here. Hecarim using his ulti in and getting Applause flash.
He wanted to get to that pink as fast as possible. He's just like, oh, give me that pink.
Not in my face. You're not going to put a pink here.
No, I'll just...
So let's take... Okay, I'll wait one more time. It looks like they're going to make a play for this Dragon. Dragon is up in 22 seconds. It's going to be Mountain Drake. And honestly, they're going to need to respond to this GP if they don't want to give up this tower. And... Oh, but he doesn't have ulti.
Yeah, GP no ult. And they're lining up to make a 4v4 play because they see GP, right? And I guess they're not afraid of the 4v4. My eyes are on Bien. This guy quietly carries almost all of Miami's situations on this Senna. He just knows her limits so insanely well, rarely is out of position. But we see the GPTP coming out as Applause engaged on. We'll go ahead and Stone Play, playing away her life. Hamlet was the focus, but he is able to Zanyas as Ziggs with a big double coming over the top, and we see the fight coming out. Who's going to win? Big D is able to cleave away as Ezreal's still alive. He gets the last shot on Big D. Will have to W walk away, and Bien, still standing, wins the fight, because if Bien doesn't die, Miami wins.
Oh my god, and like you said, the silent carry by Bien there. They tried to engage on him, and he flashed over the wall, and now they just were not in a position to touch him, and things started to look bad for them. So let's take a look at that play. Scratch that last replay I wanted to get up, because this one is better.
Yeah.
So let's take a look.
I'll watch Bien now this time, as you said he flashed out.
Yeah,
now
so
he's
he
out of
already
threat
flashed
range.
here.
Yeah, he's out of threat range, and his Ziggs dropping so much AoE damage
Oh, sorry,
before
there was
falling.
the flash. I'm mistaken. Let's let this replay one more time. I was wrong. The flash hadn't come out yet, but it was just so nicely done, and they just couldn't get onto him.
Yeah, yep. Him having flash up may have been the deciding factor to go ahead and peel away, but
Yeah.
he is just consistently laying down DPS and heals. And shout out Elements in there, getting that double on Ziggs. Ziggs, a champion sort of like Victor in a way, where yes, you can gang pile me and focus me down, but I will drop so much in the time that I die that your focus may have not even been worth it. So while they dogpiled on the Ziggs, he can drop 2k damage in 1 second. I think he did something like that. Probably not 2k.
Yeah, so this replay, I guess, replaying, not restarting, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. But really well-played fight by MU there, and the Redhawks looking like they're not going to give up this game easily.
No, they're not, and it's off the back of Bien on Senna again. This is now the Senna show because she's 3 items, and that's just the way it works now. She has 2
That's
Death
just the way
Dance.
the cookie crumbles.
2 Death Dance abusers on her team. Us, Senna. You have wave clear, scaling, and AoE AP damage. So this is a really, really nice Senna comp here from Miami, and it's looking terrifying. But BAR having been on Drake's soul point means that they can give that one up. It's okay. They can shake it off if they can just bounce back and get themselves the 4th Drake for themselves. They'll have Mountain Soul, and that could lead to a Baron. Or, you know, their 5v5 is still possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I think Senna in that situation, too good. Eyes on Applause here to tip the scales with a really nice hook, though. She's been doing that quite often in this game.
So Director taking us back down here, but it looks like maybe team's positioning in this mid lane to look for something. Miyamo Big D looking for
ghosted.
K-Man.
Oh, but K-Man drops the smoke screen and will try and disengage. We have Ezreal autoing the Hecarim down, but we see the Graves goes down to Big D. Will he be answered? He does. Ezreal picks him up, and Chang Yun will have to eventually fall. So this will be a 2-for-1.
Yeah, now does BAR look for Baron here? I mean, with K-Man down, it's a little risky, but at this point, I think the side of the Redhawks is starting to scale into this game, and you're going to have to make these risky plays if you want to take this game as BAR.
I'm with you there, Chai. We'll have to see what they do. They don't go Baron, and it could be because of the Ziggs threat, but the Ash Arrow lands and gets his cleanse. That looked a bit funny because he was in midair when he got hit, but he cleansed it anyway. Yeah, it's like, I'm with you, Chai. I think they go for Baron there. It's 3v2.
Yeah, it's hard to say now.
It's Ziggs and Senna. They can drop so much damage over the top of Baron while you're doing it.
Yeah, and now you only have 10 seconds on the 2 members that are down for Redhawks, and it's looking worse and worse as time goes by. I think that maybe they needed to go for that Baron play the moment they picked up that 2nd kill, because they did have Camille bot lane. Her TP is not up, so if they timed the TP properly, they should have known that. And I think it would have been a free Baron.
But Ziggs ulti.
Oh, because they didn't have Smite. Yes,
Ziggs
that
ulti,
changes everything.
Senna ulti, they can layer them on top of not
and
only
no Smite for K-Man.
Not only Baron,
he's
but
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot to consider, Try, as these situations develop. We see a ton of cross-map play, not only in this game, but in both games from these 2 teams. I think very well evenly matched, but Miami, and specifically Bien on this Senna, I'll say it again, just, I think, too much impact. And they, Lucen and Mayamo Big D are too smart about the win conditions of the game, are they not?
They really, really are. They play it really well. Redhawks just looking like an extremely dominant team in this series. And, I mean, they're playing against one of our, I'll personally say one of my top, these are the two of the top 4 teams in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Miami's still showing a pretty controlled, dominant performance. Their early game was a little rough in this match, but I think they knew that going in. I think they knew that the Senna, Ziggs scaling into late, the way they're playing it just seems so deliberate.
It does. Yeah, deliberate I think is a great word for it, but we should not talk as if they're behind because BAR is up 4K and a Drake.
Yes.
And while Miami has kind of won out the last
couple fights,
couple situations, BAR still up in gold and in Drake, so we'll have to see.
I do personally think both teams scale here. Ash does scale as well as GP.
Yeah.
So
definitely. And Graves at 6 items is pretty crazy, especially if his 4th item is going to be a Death Dance. Now you have a Death Dance. It's kind of like 2-to-1 on the Death Dance metric.
Yeah, and we haven't been paying attention to items as much as we were before, but we now do see that Leandri's finished by GP here. So are we going to see a big ulti that turns?
Yeah, look, this is where GP ult is so big. Ziggs ult with the same sort of function. So eyes out for those 2 AoE abilities as Ash Arrow will hit the Ziggs who does not have cleanse. So Hamlet goes in, he gets rooted up. The Camille goes in and shuts down the Ash, and now his next focus is Graves, but I disappeared. I had no idea where he went. But Jin on the back end with barrel, with passive damage. Camille gets a double, but the important members from BAR are still alive. Jin going forward will get 1, but gets dropped. It's a 2 for 3 for the side of Miami as the situation dissolves a little bit.
So
Graves
here's the thing here. They
alive.
really want to take this dragon so that BAR can't get soul point, but everybody is so low. If they play it right, it's anybody's game right here.
It's a mini game. It's a Ziggs bomb mini game for the K-Man right now. He feels like Mario dodging Donkey Kong's barrels because he has no other job but to get the Drake right now, like you said, Tri. But these 3 members trying to stop them. And I think that bluff was enough because K-Man and Applause backing up as they get a reset in. Had they with 100% information, they could probably just be bursting.
So the fact that they're not resetting now, I think we're going to see Redhawks running directly to Dragon, and they're going to have to look for a steal here. Oh, I don't know about this.
It is all Soul ARAM time.
Yeah,
you see everybody gearing up in base like it's Overwatch and just running back to the hard point.
Oh, no, this is going to be a troublesome
Big D running in. Who wins the smite? Big D has a level. We see some ultis come out. The focus is Graves, and K-Man gets it. He flashes out. He's actually alive.
Okay, so that is huge for BAR right now. And it was looking like I had no idea how that was going to unfold there.
Me neither. We saw him charging. This is a scary sight for Graves.
Let's take a look at this replay here.
Yeah, look at the replay. Nerves of steel out of K-Man to land this smite. He's down a level. He drops smoke screen. Who there other than Applause to hook him? But it doesn't matter. It's all about the timing, the damage, and getting that soul. But we see Miami is starting up. Baron, Camille in the back of the pit, the other 4 members in the front. This is where you need GP ulti to come over the top. It's on cooldown with no GP ulti. They have to engage. There's a pause with the hook on Ziggs. That's so big. The Senna ulti will come over the top, and the red team gets the Baron, but they might lose 3 members for it.
Miami Big D stuck in the pit and gets taken out by the whole team.
2. And I think it's going to be 3 after they get Chang Yun. So Baron going over to Miami and losing 3 members. Camille and Senna getting away. And the rest dropping. We see K-Man going to pick this kill up. He has his Death Dance.
Just wasting as much time as he can, but it's not enough. So they need to really try and make a play here. I think maybe if they look for mid tower, it's going to be free, as well as I guess they're looking for top tower here. But only 2 members of Miami keeping Baron. Wow, good plays there.
Is that worth it? I'm not sure. I like this for BAR 100% across the board. Even though the Baron goes down, look at the pressure they get just from the members being down. And Applause is absolutely smurfing this game. She's landing everything. Remember when they got the Ziggs cleanse in mid lane?
Yeah.
She has now hooked him twice before that could even come up, as far as I'm aware. And look at what they have opened up.
Double in him off of that play. And the reason, obviously, it's worth, as we're seeing the outcome, but we also have to remember the reason that they got that Baron is because they stayed to take the dragon, got it, they had to reset. Miami knows they have to reset, so they're playing... sorry, 1 second here. Why is that quest thing showing up? Sorry about that, guys. Weird client bug.
This guy Trifle is always 3 jobs in once. I swear to God.
So for whatever reason, it's checked for off, but the client is showing us secondary quest. Just forget that. But getting that dragon gave Miami the chance to go for Baron. The team knew that they were going to go for that. They respond in time, pick up 3, and double in hit. Big plays for Bar.
Huge plays, and now Miami with a bit of time on this Baron buff, so Lucent here with 4 items now. I believe he can solo dive GP. Now, GP does have a mountain, and wisely picked up a Bramble Vest to cut a bit on the healing. I would have maybe liked to see an Executioner's. I'm not sure which is actually better, but we know Jin is going to make it as hard as possible for Lucent to actually dive him in the 1v1, but you have Baron buff and you have 4 items.
Ash alt whiffs, though.
Ash alt whiffs. Here comes GP ulti. And we see they're forced to leave the situation and a bit of burn damage just from 1 AP item.
So why did they play that so aggressively there? The alt misses, then they drop the GP alt when nobody is prepared to like make an engagement off of that play. What was the reasoning behind that? Just to slow down the tempo of the remaining Baron they had, or?
Yeah, that is a pretty good idea, Chai. I think if GP is feeling the pressure from the Baron buffed Camille, they need to like exhaust that pressure somewhere else. I'm not sure, to be honest. I think the idea you had is as good as any of mine, so we'll go with that for now. As we see Miami
so
on
they're
the
just
defensive.
trying to defend the base here while we have 3 members making a push to maybe try and get that last in hit.
Yeah, and I don't like this because rule of thumb is not to wait. Do that Baron? Does Miami have Baron? Oh, it's
up
out
now.
Okay, never mind. I do like this.
The only one here is
split.
Camille, but it looks like that's enough of a threat for them to back off.
They don't want to get pinched in the long chase.
Oh, okay, yeah. From the members that are in mid, so
Yeah.
they back off early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Miami may be a bit, not desperate, but looking to be active to not get choked out here. And I think Miami can also play for Elder. They just need to win a fight. And then if they get Elder, they can stabilize the 2 inhibs pretty easily. So it's all about Elder now, and BAR with 5k gold lead, not the biggest deal here. As Arrow will hit, forces Cleanse and Flash from Elementon. They're picking on this guy because he's pretty immobile. His satchel charge is not fast enough to react to the spells that come out from BAR, so they are constantly looking at Ziggs over and over.
So the thing about that is they burn his cleanse there, but now, like we said before, applause.
Yeah,
Now
applause.
he's open to getting hooked by her.
Exactly.
So yeah, you burn that Ash ulti, but it's up in like what, 60 seconds, and he has to wait for the cleanse. Next fight, you know, if she lands another hook, it's going to look real bad for them.
And I think that is a marker of high-level play. The fact that a cleanse is being timed right now to exploit is really awesome to see from BAR. And
Definitely.
just what a great game. And I'm actually rooting for BAR now for the game 3. Only reason for the game 3.
No bias here. We just like to see game 3, guys.
Hey, my predictions were unbiased.
Yeah, for sure they were.
And I'll stick to them.
Okay, so we may be going to see a pinch here. Do they know they're there? It looks like they're suspecting something's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
it's
the
Elementon
Ziggs.
again, but Hook misses. W misses. He's actually,
Oh, no.
he's like,
Oh, and here comes the Camille TP.
oh, yeah, Camille TP over the top. Mayama Big D will actually go in, and who do they burst? It's Ash. Ezreal down. Lucent will go in. I think they win this because Camille has locked down the K-Man, and that true damage comes through. 3-0 Miami. They've just broken the game completely open. Applause will go down next. Where do they head other than Elder after this? Is that game? Do they look N or do they look Elder?
So we're looking at 50-second respawn timers. I think they maybe look for the end here. With the Ziggs, they can take base pretty quickly.
Yeah,
And
do they have a wait?
we'll have
and
to
who's the
see
shortest
how this
timer?
turns out.
28
I don't want to say
seconds.
game yet, but
I think
with the
it's
Ziggs,
game.
I think they can end.
Is Ziggs the difference then?
We'll see.
It
They
might be.
have 20 seconds on Ash
Oh!
here, but what is Ash going to do in a 1v5 here?
No, nothing. It's over.
Oh
In Miami.
my gosh.
With a huge just fight
Oh,
explosive out of
no.
nowhere. It was Ash walking in the jungle and just so easily picked up by Hecarim, Camille.
The thing was, is they knew the Ziggs did not have cleanse. The hook missed. If they pick that Ziggs there before the TPs and stuff come in, totally different fight. Am I right?
Yeah.